Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Matt, alongside with Lantz, and today we have a special guest host, Alec. He's been on a few of our episodes before, so definitely glad to have him back for this one.
Glad to be back.
As always, our episode today is brought to you by The Anime Show. Make sure to go check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Got amazing anime content. Our adult beverage of choice for myself is going to be a Woodinville straight bourbon whiskey. It's a Washington-based company. Some pretty good whiskey. And then I got a Spotted Cow, per usual. Yeah. Alec, what about you? What do you got?
I am drinking the Russel's Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon, 10-year. I absolutely love this bottle. And chasing that down with a classic PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Good old Wisconsin classic right there.
Absolutely.
College beer, that's for sure. And for myself, I'm going to be copying Alec to the T. So it's all good. I'm liking it all.
Yeah, that is some pretty good whiskey. I tried a little bit. Hadn't had it before. So glad. Thank you, Alec, for bringing that by and letting us have some.
Oh, very welcome.
Lance, can you give us a synopsis for our episode?
Yep. So today we are going to be covering SAO Progressive Aria of a Starless Night. It is the first movie out of currently 2 because the second one just dropped like real recent.
Yep, it's in theaters.
All right, so for a quick synopsis of the first movie, we jump back into the first season of Sword Art Online, but in Asuna's perspective. The story starts with her life before she's ever tried Nerve Gear, who, by the way, her father works for the Nerve Gear company. I don't remember if she's like the head, he's like the head guy or something, but like
he's the CEO.
Yep,
he's up there. He's an important guy. She has a close friend, Mitsumi, who also loves video games and is kind of like her academic rival
slash best friend,
especially here. And her friend gets her interested in trying SAO a little bit, but doesn't ultimately go through with it until she sees a copy of the game on her brother's desk. So she eventually jumps in and starts up her own story. We all know the original storyline of SAO, but we get to see a lot of extra bits from, like I said, Asuna's perspective. And it adds a lot of fun things that we all would love to see, especially before Kirito and Asuna meet up. And this movie covers nothing further than episode 2 of the first season, which is when they take down the first boss of the first level, and ultimately it's definitely worth the watch.
I would agree.
100%. This was an amazing film to watch. I highly recommend to anyone who is a fan of Sword Art Online. If you haven't seen the movie yet, definitely give it a chance. You won't regret it.
Yes, I would agree. But before we get too far into our conversation, Lance, can you give us that Lance's lesson?
Today's Lance's Lessons is going to be the Japanese word for scythe, and that is ogama. Ogama is spelled O-G-A-M-A, and ogama is very fitting for today's episode because one of our main characters is a scythe user, and it's really fun to see scythe users in some anime.
Yeah, that's kind of really uncommon.
Right. It's not in every anime. Swords is basically the go-to for, sharp weapons, but scythe has always got that extra edge to it.
Yes.
And it's always a main character weapon. I mean, I've never seen a side character use a scythe. Like, if you're wielding that, you know what you're doing.
That's a good point.
The only other scythe user I can really think of is Juzu from Tokyo Ghoul.
I mean, me and Alec are going through a couple scythe users beforehand.
Lark from Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yep. Shield Hero, yep, and, that's right.
The dad from Soul Eater, Maka's dad.
Okay.
Basically,
he is a scythe.
I think basically everybody from Soul Eater, right?
No, because the Black Star or whatever he uses like the
double sickle things.
Yep, the double sickle, and then the
main girl is a scythe user, right?
Yes. Yeah, the main girl, but not his rival person.
Okay. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen Soul Eater, so...
And I've only seen like 10 episodes of Soul Eater.
Oh, really? Oh, that's one of my favorites. I've watched it at least 7 times.
It is a fantastic anime. Oh. But yeah, that kind of just drives the point. I mean, the scythes are not a common weapon that's in much anime.
Yep, and it's plus Mito, who's using it. She is an interesting character. Kind of the biggest difference between the anime show and then the movie is going to be her inclusion in the entire, basically in this world. Because before, in the series, you basically didn't know anything about her.
No.
She actually, I looked back and rewatched the first couple episodes, and she's not even in the background. She's this is a completely new character to the show.
Yes.
I also rewatched the first 4 episodes last night, and I was keeping an eye open for it too.
Yep.
There wasn't a single purple-haired chick in that audience.
Nothing.
During the entire the entire movie, I was just waiting for her to die because I'm like, she's not in the series. How do they get rid of her? They hadn't done it yet, so I'm assuming the second one somewhere in the series is gonna happen. She has to die.
Yeah, I'm expecting it too.
She's not included in the show. It's like, or are they gonna redo the show and include her? Because it's her best friend, quote unquote, in the real world. So besides finding Kirito, that would have been goal number 2, was finding her, and Asuna never does that. So I can't imagine she's alive.
Well, she never finds her according to the storyline of Kirito. Now, there might be some side mission stuff going on when she's part of the whole, what was that, Blood Knights or whatever, the group that she's with the white with the red trim. I forget what they're called. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, she does get all like royal built up, but that's after episode 4 where I stopped. So
yeah, well, that's after, because Kirito, one thing that they omit in the movie is that Kirito basically tells her to find a clan that she can trust and stick with them to help her progress through and stay alive. So he tells her that after they defeat the first floor boss.
In the movie?
No, in the show.
No, in the show.
In the show, I was going to say, yeah, because now I'm kind of I'm merging the two together, which one happened where. But yeah, in the season, yeah, he does tell her to go do her own thing. And if she finds someone that she can trust, lean into that.
Yep. And then here, they're obviously continuing their friendship / party on because she follows him through the gate, essentially.
At least as far as we can tell. Because the movie ends with them going through the gate, entering level 2, and then they're together.
Yeah.
So, who was your favorite character to watch throughout this whole movie?
I can go first. I'm gonna say Asuna. I kind of have.
It's kind of hard not to.
Yeah, she is the main character. I have issues with Mito, and Kirito just isn't around enough to be a main character, so you only have 2 people to truly choose from, and I can't pick the second one. So what about you, Lance?
I mean, number 1, it has to be Asuna.
Yes.
It's just like, it's hard. I know you're not really caring too much for Mito / Misumi. I'll throw her a little bit of a bone.
Okay.
She is one of the beta testers.
Yep.
I liked how she had that mindset of, let's beat this game. I know how to get stronger. Let me teach you how to get stronger. And, which is a great reflection on how Kirito acted in episode 1 and 2 of the original anime. So it's nice to have that kind of parallel,
So that's not my reason for disdain for her.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to give her some props here.
No, she is a good character. Just, I have a couple issues, which I can bring up after Alex talks about his favorite character.
I loved watching Asuna as well, especially my favorite part of the whole movie was even before Sword Art Online even started, just getting to know who she was as a real person before she got thrown into the game, because I had always thought that she was this super gamer chick and she was really good at the game, and to find out that she was not a gamer, that she was thrown into this with knowing absolutely nothing, I was like, wow, like that is some really deep, character development that they threw in for her, and I really appreciated that. I kind of disagree with you, Lance. I like not Lance, Matt, I liked Mito, and there were some points that I think I'm going to counter to yours.
Okay.
I would like to hear your disagreements first, because I think I know where you're going with that, but I don't want to predict anything. So I want to see what your raw thoughts are on this, and would love to continue our conversation about Mito.
Yes. One thing, just to kind of continue your conversation, or your background on Asuna, I really enjoyed that, kind of getting to see the preamble to the series. So that was really nice getting to see that, she's this super smart person, because outside of SAO, as far as the real world is concerned, you don't really know what her goals are. You're like, okay, yep, she's in this special school with all of the other survivors. Everything's all focused around what Kirito wants to do and what his goals are. So it's nice to see, Asuna is basically a genius, you could say. She's a top percent in her class.
Well, it brings into perspective how her parents are like raising her too.
Yeah,
because like her mom's a perfectionist bitch, and her dad is her dad's a much more like loving guy, but he's too busy with work, so he's never there.
Yeah, he's your typical CEO that's always working, and he's just like, I love my kids, but I need this money.
Yeah,
because you see it. Their house is insane.
Mm-hmm. Mansion of that caliber, I guess.
And just to bring the perfectionist bitch back into the moment, like, Asuna, I told you breakfast is no later than 6:55. I'm like, God damn, it's not even 7 a.m. yet.
If you look at the time, she got there like 6:57. Like it was like a couple minutes.
Oh, was there a time?
Yeah. If you notice in the side, it's like she was like 2 minutes late. It wasn't anything serious.
And the only reason why she was late is because she was talking to one of their caregiver maids. I'm not entirely sure what she is. Helpers.
Oh yeah, I know how that goes. I am always chatting on my maid too.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, everyone's got one of those.
That's not a nice thing to call your wife.
No, my wife's always she's gone when I wake up. She's got an early job.
Yes.
So it's just you and the maid. No, we won't go there.
Yeah.
To kind of get into some of my disdain for Mito is literally the only reason why I don't like her is because they essentially forced her into the story. And I mean that as in the ending where she is helping defeat this boss. I would have been perfectly fine if they would have done everything they did until the very end, where she helped combo the boss, and then they change how Kirito defeats the first floor boss. If she wouldn't have been a part of that, probably would have been okay with the other thing, which was how did she have all of her armor and her equipment in the beginning of the first day of the game? Because everybody started off as if it was day zero. So they didn't have enough time. They didn't go anywhere to get enough money to buy her original equipment. But here she is rocking everything that she had to begin with.
And plus, she was showing Asuna all around the town all day long anyway, too. So it's not like she was doing
hard
quests
grinds
or grinding or doing anything to earn money. So maybe the only kind of anime explanation that you can be given is maybe like a beta tester bonus. Like, hey, thanks for being a beta tester here. Here's
But nobody else got it.
Right, that's good.
Kirito didn't get it.
Kirito definitely would have been rocking, especially by himself. He would have been rocking all of his beta test bonus stuff.
According to the anime, the dude made it to higher levels further than anybody's ever gone.
Well, they do show that in the beginning because he's the one that defeats the boss, continues forward, and then the beta ends, and Kirito was all by himself like he is in the actual game.
Oh, so the beta ended for Misumi. The beta didn't end for Kirito because he's the one that advanced, you think?
I think
it said the beta testing is over, so I assume that was just the end of beta test. And it said we'll see you during the live event.
Right.
So.
I'm only saying that because Kirito in the anime, when I was rewatching everything last night, when he was after he killed the boss and what's that dude's name? Kiba, the guy with the spiky hair who's calling all the beaters out.
Yep.
Especially Kirito being the beater. Anyway, in that moment in the anime, Kirito says that he's made it further up the ladder than anybody else. He knows so much more about all the bosses. He knows so much more about all the other levels. He knows more than the next best, what are they called? Like
beta?
No, the people who give out information.
Oh, the guides or whatever, the guidebook?
Yeah, in a way, like the people who want to sell their information. So I don't know if that was, I don't know if he was saying that because like he was being called out, so he might as well just be a loner, so he might as well talk himself up, or if he was just being honest and be like, yeah, I'm way better than you guys are, so piss off.
I think it's something complete. I think it's a third variable. I think he was trying to pull... You mean like after the boss fight? And they're like, he's like, you're a beater and all that.
Yep.
I think that why he laughed and kind of played it off like, I'm better than all the beaters. I think he was trying to take the attention off of any other potential beaters, or betas, or the beta testers that were in the room. Mm-hmm. So that way, because, I mean, at heart, Kirito's a good guy. He's not that overpowered asshole. That's not part of his character.
Yeah, that's very true.
So the fact that he says that and is very flamboyant about it, I think he was using that as a way to take attention off of him in the movie, off of Mito as well, and just kind of, say, hey guys, I'm the main beta. I'm the main beta tester. Focus all of your attention on me. Don't villainize the rest of the people here, because that's just going to cause chaos. Make me the villain, so that way no one else gets hurt.
I can see
He's
that.
a protector. He's a protector at heart. So when he went through that, I was like, this isn't part of Kirito. This has to be something else. That's just how I took it.
What I will say is I agree with Alec, but I also think that he did do all of those things where he was above and beyond everybody else as far as
it's still true.
Yes, yeah. He actually is, probably the number one person in the game, and he wants everybody to really care and focus on him being the quote-unquote beater, because, well, it's easier to be the villain when you're by yourself than it is to be a group person. Mm-hmm. And everybody kind of distrusts you because what are you hiding?
Right. And one last thing that I could add into that, one very tiny difference that they had between the anime and the movie was that ringleader, this character sheet saying Diabel, the guy who organized that whole thing.
The knights, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes.
In the movie, he just dies. Like, he's like, go fight, win this battle, and he dies.
Yep.
But in the anime, he admits that he was one of the beta testers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah, because Kirito asks him, they kind of have that quote-unquote conversation, because you see his mouth moving a little bit more, and then he says, go on and beat him. Mm-hmm. So that was probably the screen grab from the anime saying, yep, without having to have the conversation over again.
Okay, interesting.
Because it's kind of not a conversation that's needed.
Not too much, but I mean, to focus in on Kirito, bringing all the focus in on himself, like, give me all the bad juju, leave all the other beta testers alone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think that's just another good 2 cents to throw into that.
Yeah, because then you have Agil, the black guy.
Agil.
Yeah.
Who is also, we know that is also a beta tester. So it's just, there were quite a few of them in that first boss fight. But then you also had a bunch of noobs, you could say. Yes. It was...
Casuals.
Yes. So it's...
As a gamer, I have to throw them under the bus.
They're the pawns, but unfortunately pawns actually die, so you can't just throw them forward. So that was, honestly, as far as the movie is concerned, those 2 bits that I had spoken about earlier about Mito are the only things that I didn't like about the movie.
Yeah. Okay. And I think maybe to the casual watcher, they're not going to catch that.
Nope.
But
and to be completely honest, the only thing I didn't like was the boss fight. Like, if they would have had Mito having all of her stuff in the beginning, I would have been like, okay, just we'll anime logic that and call it a day. Like you said, beta bonus, and nobody really thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it might have just been as simple as a way to recognize her? Because when she shows up, you're like, wait a minute, I saw this person in the prelude. Like,
no, I'm gonna put a stab in that one, because as maybe some of our listeners might know, I watch and then I re-listen. On my re-listen, I didn't recognize that the prelude, the opening credit. Are you talking about the opening credit, the opening scene? I did not remember that the opening scene was in fact Misumi as her male fake form.
Well, you don't know it then, but when you see him again, the avatar.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that those were even. I did not even pay that close enough attention in the beginning. In fact, my first watch through, I completely forgot about it altogether.
Okay.
So maybe there's going to be some other listeners that are going to be in the same boat. I just want to throw that out there too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, when I rewatched it, I'm like, oh, that's Misumi and Kirito fighting for the door right there.
Yep. I will say, I get what you're saying about it being a way to distinguish, but because Kaiba changes everybody into the real person,
With a mirror.
Yep.
I think we should throw out a little bit of context.
Yes. Gives everybody a mirror so that they can look at themselves and change into who they truly are in the real world.
You're not a girl. You're not 17.
Yeah, that's funny. I want to throw a quick little add a note into that. So that same scene with that dude who played as a chick, and then that other guy that's the 17-year-old who was actually turned into a younger guy.
Yeah.
Those same two people are in episode like 3 or 4 when I was watching yesterday.
Yep.
They're part of another clan that Kirito eventually like comes into play with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's that clan that he actually joins up with. Okay.
Not that
The
clan.
one that dies?
No, not the clan that dies. I don't think so.
I was gonna say, no,
definitely
it can't
not
be
the clan.
them.
But they make another appearance in the anime, and those two that like faked their fake relationship, like they're partners in the game.
They actually
so
like
they
each
make
other.
another appearance. Like it's really fun to see as you rewatch stuff that people have multiple appearances.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I never noticed that. I've watched it like a million times.
Yeah, because when the mirror happened, and the mirror does happen in both the movie and the anime, so just so everyone's on the same page. But like when the dude changes from a girl to a guy and he's sitting there in girl's clothes, like I chuckled at that. That was funny. And then I just remembered like the way that they looked, and then I watched it again in the anime. I'm like, oh, that's them.
That's
really funny.
It's so at that point already distinguished, so you don't need more distinguishing features because Mito goes and finds Asuna because she's freaking out.
Well, she's given her all of her personal information. She says her first name, her last name. She lives here. She looks like this. She's at this school. And she tackles her and was like, stop giving my information out. What are you going to do? Give my social security number to these people?
Blood type,
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that she was galloping towards her.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, and
Straight forearm run in it.
when the movie started, I'm like, is someone gonna like try to decapitate her right here? But no, it was fucking Mitsumi trying to be a weirdo.
It took me a second to recognize that was Mito or Misumi. At first, I thought it was just someone like, hey, like, stop giving your information, stop giving other people's information. I thought it was just someone acting out of the good heart of that. Like, you don't do this on a video game.
Quit being a noob.
Yeah. And I thought it was like a mod or something. But when she's like, hey, it's me, it's Misumi. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot they can be different genders and everything. Like, I totally forgot about the whole mirror experience.
Yeah, you can be whoever you want to be until the mirror reveals who you are.
Yeah, it threw me off for a while because I'm like, how is Asuna playing the game and then going around town? Because I thought, because it had been a minute since I'd actually watched it, and then once we watched through the movie, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Kirito joins the game and then is able to go around town, helps Klein, basically get his feet wet in the game. And then at 6 o'clock is when Kaiba brings everybody to the town and beginning courtyard.
Was that like a set time? Because in the anime, when Kirito is training Klein, he's like, I have a pizza coming at 5:30. So like, I don't remember the 6 o'clock thing.
So it's 1800, which is 6 o'clock.
Did they like say that? Did you see that on like kind of
you see it in the screen where it changes to 6 o'clock, because it's like Asuna makes a point where it's getting late, it's this time, I need to log out, and she can't log out, and then a couple minutes later it's
I guess I didn't pay attention to the time frame, but they're staying true to what the anime was showing. And then
so that threw me off for a second, because I'm like, how did she join the game later than when it actually opened and not have an issue? And then it fucked with me again when she was having her dream where she logged out.
That fucked with me too. I'm like, was there a loophole? Was she able to leave and then come back in because she felt bad? And they're like, nah, you're just dreaming in virtual reality.
Yeah.
Virtual reality. Yeah, you're dreaming in virtual reality. That's a cool concept.
Yeah, could you imagine? That'd be super fucked. Granted, a full dive nerve gear would kind of be a mind trip as it is, so I can't imagine dreaming a dream, essentially, because that's what you could almost think of it as.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
your dream would be it would be almost like Inception, sort of.
Oh, it would definitely be Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to intertwine those two. But this kind of makes a good segue into what I wanted to ask you guys. If SAO was real, nerve gear style, not necessarily to say you'll be stuck and you'll die, but like, are you guys ready for full immersion?
I literally just had this conversation with my wife.
100% nerve gear style. Are you, even if it was 100% SAO, life or death, are you guys prepared?
100% I would do it any day. That sounds like the most amazing gaming experience of my life. I mean, you're literally in the video game. Like, this beyond beyond, if you've ever tried like Oracle or other virtual reality headsets where like you're still in real life. I mean, when you get close to the boundaries, you'll see the couch and everything, but a full immersion, I mean, that's just the ultimate escape gaming experience. And I've already talked to my wife. I said, I'm doing this. She said, I will divorce you. So we are at different points. But
that's okay. I'll have like 10 more wives in virtual reality.
I can have a whole harem. I mean, she does not know what's coming. But
I'm gonna be dead anyway, so it'll be okay.
Exactly. So I have health insurance. It's okay. But I can be put on a life support system for this game. Absolutely, 100% I would try it.
I mean, she'd be more concerned about your
life insurance.
Oh, yeah, your life insurance policy than your health insurance. But,
based on this show, I will definitely be taking out a good life insurance policy before I try Nerve Gear because I don't want my brain being fried and my wife getting nothing. But I would definitely try it, hands down.
I can see life insurance companies being like, yeah, if you're going to immerse yourself in these kind of video games, we can't cover you.
I can see it.
You're too much of a liability.
Yeah, you've been logged in for longer than 6 hours, so no.
That's gonna go like, when they have those clauses where it's just super random and it's like, yeah, we're not gonna cover you for you dying in a hurricane. It's like, oh, that's gonna be another clause.
You're all well and good, but you went scuba diving? No, that's a no.
You knew the risks. That's your fault.
Yeah, I think Nerve Gear would probably have the same legal clauses. I don't care. I would still try it. Absolutely.
Oh my God, I would dive in so hard.
Yep. Okay, good.
Oh my God.
So if I could log out, yes, I would 100%. Granted, I'm going to be like all the other people in SAO where they're like, oh yeah, I logged out last week. Oh shit, I can't log out anymore. So if no issues, yes, all for it. Issues, well, I'm not going to purposely put myself into
I mean, in full scope
knowing
reality.
that there's a log out button.
Right.
But I do have a question just to kind of add to it. What if they added pain sensors all over your body so you had to wear like a full suit and every time you got stabbed, you just felt like this 9 out of 10 kind of pain?
Doesn't the Nerve Gear do that? It connects to your brainstem.
You do in this case, but I'm talking if in our sense of reality where you actually had these pain sensors so you could feel it, that would be...
That's a thing already. You can wear those gaming vests where like if you get shot, like it'll hit you in the shoulder kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be... Oh, man.
I mean, if the reality... I can't say it, not if the reality. If the...
It's coming. Mark Zuckerberg's working on it right now. As we speak, it's going to be released. It should be released in 2023. So get ready for Nerve Gear, guys.
So I'm just saying SAO technically came out in November of 22. So we should have been there by now.
Right, like there's a little bit off. But I'm just going to say, like, if the perspective of the virtual reality was good enough to... Okay, well, if it's going to be Nerve Gear where you can lay down and everything is just, like, mental versus how we perceive everything today where, like, you're in kind of like this bowl where if you want to run, you can run. If you want to do all that kind of fun stuff, you can do all that fun stuff, but it's not Nerve Gear.
Yes. True Nerve Gear, yes. That'd be a lot of fun, and I can't wait for when that happens.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. This world's going to collapse after Nerve Gear comes into play.
I mean, I thought virtual reality was like the next level, but like Nerve Gear is really the next level.
Yes, that is.
It's going to be the drug of the world when Nerve Gear becomes reality.
It's going to be a whole new thing. Like,
why live in reality when you can live in virtuality?
That's my thing. I'm telling you. There's going to be a way to make money off of it. It's going to be a thing. Get ready for SAO in real life, people. It's coming.
It is. I will say it's inevitable.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
SAO is inevitable.
There's going to be something.
Oh, without the actual dying in real life kind of thing, but like
Nerve. Yeah, the frying the brain part.
Yeah, where's the fun?
You know what? You know what? Screw that. Capitalism, evil people. It could be.
Oh, they're definitely going to put that part into it. Absolutely.
But Nerve Gear, I can see a sense of that being inevitable.
Would you join a clan, or would you stay solo, or would you be a PK?
If my life is on the line,
your life is not on the line. You can log out, and you have the choice of being solo, clan related, or a PKer. Okay, what do you do?
And as a newbie into a game, at least level 0/1, whatever, of course I would join something to get my level to skyrocket in any sense.
Okay, so you would join a group of others to progress faster.
Unless I could spend the time, if I was suddenly rich and I could actually spend 24 hours a day in the game, and I can grind, I can do everything myself, and it's better that I be myself.
Hooked up to IVs and food bags.
Get the banana bag going, you're good.
But yeah, I mean, I think the smartest way is to guild up and work as a team and get further as a team.
So
Matt?
I would probably run the same way I do most games, which is I would kind of solo myself for a while and then be like, shit, I need people. Oh, well, let me find some buddies that I know and we'll...
temporary shit?
Yeah.
Kind of like how Kirito does in the anime?
Yeah. Just because I get very distracted where I'm like, oh, hey, I want to go this way. It's like, but the mission's 800 feet that way. Yeah, but I want to go left.
Yeah, but don't you play enough video games where the main objective is that way, but that obviously means rare equipment is that way. So we have to go out of our way.
Yes.
Yeah, I would be in the same boat. I now that you say that, I'm on the same boat.
I am fully solo. I love taking on harder game modes. If I can be solo the entire time, I go for it. I mean, that's just the most... I love, presenting a challenge, and if I can do it all on my own, hell yeah, all the more to it. I would probably go solo all the way through. I've always found more people, more problems, so
that's a good
just
point.
do it on your own.
Yeah, it's the best example I have is I was playing Hogwarts yesterday, and in the beginning, it was like, hey, go this way, but they give you an option to reveal things to find chests, and I'm like, but what if I go this way and there's more chests? And then it yeeted me back to the beginning because it was, you can't go that way. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I got to follow the path because it kept just bringing me back to where the path was going. That is how I play video games.
Yeah, I love the idea of exploring. So I guess now that the more we talk about is soloing, I can definitely be that.
So none of us would be PKers.
I mean, no, because I'm at the same time like
PKer means player killer for the non-gamers out there.
Oh yeah, definitely not a player killer. But like at the same time, like I'm not competitive. At the same time, like I'm doing it all for my exploration joy. Yeah, like even in my phone games, I'm part of a guild and like we attack other guilds and whatever. And like the competitiveness in that is too intense, and I'm not ready to dive. I don't want to subject myself to be that competitive.
You just don't want to be a dick and take other people's stuff.
Not too much. I mean, I like the Pokemon aspect, just the collection deal. I like collecting everything. I like having one of everything.
Gotcha.
So maybe that's what I would be.
I'm a very similar gamer to you then.
But at the same idea, like SAO with a level base, kind of like how Kirito says in the anime, like I'm gonna want to get all the experience that I can, depending on the situation. Like if you're gonna go solo and get all the experience yourself, or be in a team, go attack something very difficult, high risk, high reward kind of deal. I would not do high risk, high reward. If my life depended on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely not. I would be that guy killing a million would be crazy, like 100 direwolves a day just to get those experience points.
He'd be killing 1 million slimes every day, just one slash. Just all right.
Just tap them with your sword, they explode.
I did my job for the day and go back home.
Get 2 experience points. But before we continue any more super dived in conversations, I think we need to get a quick break.
Need a little more spandex in your life? Tune into RangerCast, the first podcast devoted to Power Rangers and other Japanese superheroes. After 10 years adrift in a space dumpster, we are back with news, reviews, and special guests. Teleport to rangercast.net or summon us from your favorite podcast app. RangerCast is the more phenomenal podcast on the web.
And now that we're back from our break, I kind of want to get into favorite moments of the movie. Alec, do you have a favorite moment?
Absolutely. So my favorite moment of this movie was during the initial period when Asuna was still working with Mito, and they were kind of grinding levels and looking for rare items, and they get to these if you're familiar with Pokemon, the Victory Bell looking guys, the plant monsters. And during that fight scene, she tells him, if you see one with a fruit on it, don't hit it because it's gonna, explode, make this gas, and it's gonna ignite a horde, and we're gonna die. So, you're looking out for this one plant with a fruit on the top. And Mito happens for what?
We're super fucked.
Yeah. And Mito happens to see one, but it's in the background behind one of the Victory Bells that Asuna is aiming at. And she's like, Asuna, no. But before she could take back the attack, she'd already charged it. And she just launches, just full sends right into this plant monster and annihilates it, but annihilates the one with the fruit on top of it as well, igniting the horde and putting them in the shit zone, like right away.
Yeah, that whole scene was so intense.
It was very intense.
I loved that scene.
It was I was literally like on my chair. I was on my recliner and I went from full back position to all right up, like literally right up on my knees. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen here? She's got to die because I thought Mito was going to die because, she's not in the main series. This must be it,
Yeah.
And they're going through and then they get separated. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is definitely where it's happening. But the whole time I'm like, this is in Asuna's beginning game phase. She's kind of good, but she's not an expert yet. And you just really see her go into full struggle, I have to survive this moment. And I really like that. And not only just seeing Asuna's growth throughout the battle itself and just survivability, but also, when Mito when she was desperately trying to get back to Asuna and she's seeing Asuna's health, HP bar go down and down and down and down and down. It gets in the red blinking zone. And she makes a decision that at first I was really upset with, but then once I kind of sat back and thought about it, I understood. And, this was her best friend. This was someone she was trying to survive the game with. And she's seeing her, not witnessing her die, but she's seeing her dying. And she decides to leave the clan chat or leave the party that she's in so that way she doesn't see her friend die. That way she can just leave and just know, hey, this is probably happens, but I don't have to actually see it. And that for me, it was just such a strong, it was just an emotional tug. It pulled all my heartstrings and I was like, I've been there before in a game where, my life wasn't on the line, but where I'm facing a boss and then my party leaves because they got too scared and just left me on my own to just face it out or die. And it puts you in that mood where you're just like, what? Let's send it. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, in Asuna's condition, she would die. But, I've been there, and it's a heart-sinking feeling seeing your party leave you. And it just kind of brought me back to, my early, World of Warcraft days where you're on a raid, and your teammates leave you to die. And you're just like, oh my God, it's just a heart-sinking moment. I could fully relate to it. Maybe not to the point where I would actually die, but, it just brought up some old feelings, and I really loved that scene. I thought what she did was completely normal. I would have done the same thing in Mito's stance, and I don't want to see any of my friends die, so I'd rather leave and just leave it at that kind of thing, just move on from there. But so I didn't completely disagree with Mito's decision, but it definitely was my favorite scene because it really tugged at all of my emotions, and that's what a movie's all about, bringing you into it.
If it wasn't for that part, I probably would have agreed with you.
Really?
I can't do it. We're supposed to be best friends. We're in this together. You're getting super fucked anyway, so fuck it. Just at least
Yeah.
Because she left, she doesn't know that Asuna's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So deal with it. It's gonna suck anyway. So
they are like 14 or 15 years old. They can't deal with that. We're like 30-year-old men.
Yeah, let's bring our listeners into view. We are talking about middle schoolers.
Yeah,
I did have to deal with not necessarily similar situations, but I have been in Afghanistan.
That's true. We got an army man here.
It's not like I could just be like, hey, sorry about that. I don't want to watch you die, so I'm just gonna turn around and go the other way. It'll be okay.
So you rip them out of your contacts notebook. I'm just not going to have you in my contacts.
Well, unfortunately, these middle school girls were not as brave as you.
I'm just saying, you're fucked anyways because you're in the game. Mm-hmm. So deal with it because, well, she's your only real lifeline, especially to the outside world. And you can't even, kind of deal with, or at least not own up to, that's probably the wrong way to say it. It's gonna happen. You're gonna watch somebody that you truly care about die in front of you. At least this way, you're not witnessing it happen. You're just like,
it's a little bit better.
Shit, and shit. All right, well,
yeah.
Let me go full rage like Kirito does and get superpowers, and then make everything up. But so that was one thing I didn't like. It was a great scene. I loved that fight.
Oh, there was so much emotion in there.
Oh yeah,
it was an amazing scene.
Yes.
Personally, I would not leave the party.
Yes.
I would try it. I would like to imagine that I would at least try to fight to the end. I mean, I know Asuna was right there, and it was anime. I wouldn't say anime logic, but it was just 1 out of a trillion odds that Asuna made it out.
It was
to begin
fate.
With.
They're fated to be together. But Lance, what about you? What's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment is like that, but just like a moment later. Like Alec had an amazing scene. I love that scene 100% also. But at the same time, let's fast forward like 10, 15 seconds later when Asuna's getting fucked up by that super beast thing that pops up. And the name of that beast was like a giant anthrosaurus.
It was the ape, gorilla / crocodile looking thing.
Kind of Tyrannosaurus Rex as well. But
yes.
With big arms.
Yeah. And I'm pulling this name out of a timestamp at 46 minutes and 54 seconds, just in case anyone wants to try to correct me.
Nobody wants to. Nobody's going to do that.
I'm going to that exact second right now.
Yeah. But there was that moment that she was getting
pseudo chomped on. It was eating the grass.
Yeah,
dirt thing?
because she was
weird.
on the ground and that beast took a chomp out of the dirt and slowly started closing in on Asuna's body.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then out of nowhere, damsel in distress gets saved by Kirito, who fucking murks this thing with zero effort, just slices it into a million pieces and boom, it's gone.
Yeah, that was typical fashion for him, at least.
For Kirito, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was over leveled to everybody else in level. Everyone else was like level 5 or 6, and he's like level 27. Like he's way above everyone else's strength levels.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the anime is, like he's always already ×2 what everybody should be at.
Yes. Yeah, he was your typical grinder where he's just gonna, hey, I know I need to be level 10 to beat this guy, but let's make it level 30 just in case.
Let me make sure I can stomp him.
Right. So yeah, I love that scene because it really brought into focus there is going to be this future relationship between Asuna and Kirito, and this is the first time they actually meet each other. And Kirito, not that any of us truly expected it because it didn't happen in the anime. This is their first time meeting, and it's because he's saving her life. Like I said, damsel in distress. I thought it was just pretty cool.
Yep.
So yeah. So Matt, did you have a favorite scene?
I will say probably my favorite scene was actually the second time they met, and that was when Asuna was fighting in the labyrinth by herself wearing the cloak, which then kind of brought everything full circle because as the anime watchers are concerned, the first time Kirito and Asuna meet is when they're having the meeting about going to the first level and she's wearing her cloak.
Yep.
And so we're like, okay, if we know by the movie they've met each other, how did he not recognize her? And well, she's wearing her cloak. So of course he's not going to recognize her in that sense. But in the second time they meet, it is the first time they meet when he's wearing the cloak. And that's also another time where he doesn't really save her, but he just kind of gives her a little bit tip where he tells her that's like, hey, that thing was basically dead. You could have just used a very super basic attack and you would have been just fine. I know. And she's kind of like, well, this move worked. It's good enough.
Right. And she's already scatterbrained as it is because she was training in that tunnel for 3 days straight.
It was 3 days she didn't sleep.
Well, she could sleep, but I mean, once you're in a same location.
She did say there was a safe zone.
Yeah.
So So she must have rested at multiple points.
But still, she was in the same dungeon for 3 days.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's intense.
Yeah. And then she's, like, oh, I don't need potions. I don't need these other things. I don't want to die. But
If I'm going to die, I'm going to do it on my terms.
yep. And it's just, you see more of her mindset, more of her growth, and you see how Kirito is, where he's like, I don't want you to die. I don't want anybody to die. I want to get through this game.
But at the same time, in the movie, he did say, I want you to live because you've mapped out this place
Yep.
and I want your data.
Yeah,
So
so
I
he's very
thought-
selfish about it.
Like,
But
you're
I mean,
nice, but like you're also selfish nice.
But he did know that you could get out of that labyrinth in an hour, so he had enough data where it would have been fine.
Right.
I think it was just an excuse to tell her instead of being like, well, I don't want you to die because I don't want you to die, because she wasn't going to listen to that statement anyway.
Right. I mean, he still cares
Yep.
about, common decency.
Yes.
He's a good guy. He
Yes.
really is, down to his heart.
And then, you see him bring Asuna out of the labyrinth after she passes out from exhaustion. And it kind of brings more full circle stuff, where in the show, she talks about how she can't sleep in front of anybody because she doesn't trust them. And you see Kirito essentially guarding her for the second time? Because the bath scene, he's pseudo guarding her.
He stays close by the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which could be creepy, but he was also being protective, so...
I'm just drinking tea. What are you talking about?
yeah.
But he had been staying at that farmhouse, so he knew the door to the bath didn't lock. So, he's just trying to be gentlemanly. He's just trying to
Chivalrous.
be... Yeah, there we go. He's just
What
trying to
you're
be
looking for.
chivalrous and
I mean,
pseudo-guard the door.
Yeah, you can guard the door, but it's a door to his own, rented property.
I kind of took that in, like, a Skyrim sort of way, where, if you go to a house and you put all your stuff in the chest in there, then technically it's yours, but, it's still the farmer's house,
Sure.
That they're an NPC, they're not going to kick you out.
Yeah, but I mean, I know he's just being that really nice guy, and he's going to watch over her in the 1 in a million chance that something bad goes wrong. But at the same time, this is supposed to be a safe zone.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, but you never know.
Ooh, but they did make mention, from what I think I remember in SAO, that there is, the city grounds are supposed to be safe zones. So,
But outskirts are not.
Right, so, where exactly was this?
It was at a farm, so I'm
He
assuming
did
that's
say it
gonna be
was
out.
on the outskirts of town, though.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, that might bring some controversy. And okay, that's...
So in case, somebody jumps through the window while she's taking a bath, he can go rushing in there.
Sure.
I guess.
Okay, so these are just fun things to just poke at.
Yes. But
I don't think it was a safe zone, but it was a place that he had found that he deemed safe, kind of
Yes.
thing.
Right. I mean, this place was nice.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely... it's got a bath. It's got everything. He's on a farm, so it clearly has food and resources nearby. So
all
I
the
think
milk you can drink.
Unlimited
all the milk, all the milk and bath water you need. And she was like, bath? What'd you say?
Yeah, I thought that part was kind of funny, where you got to see essentially the girly side of Asuna after that point, because the only thing she really cared about was good food and a bath. It's like, I can kind of understand that one. That sounds like a good time. It's like, I don't want to be nasty all the time.
Right. I only want to nitpick the part that you said she cares about good food, because she did make a very specific comment, I'm not here to eat good food. I'm
Yes.
here to advance. So
But then when she's having her bath, she
bath,
walks into the bathroom, she's like, but man, I'd love some more of that cream on that bread.
yeah, she did make that.
So just kind of, it's
She'd probably been eating that loaf of bread for a month.
stale,
Beginner level bread.
oh, gross.
I couldn't imagine. If you guys were trapped in that world, do you think, if your survival depended on it, but at the same time, you did have to eat and do all the normal stuff that, we do in everyday life, do you think you would spend a little bit of time leveling up your skills for cooking?
Absolutely not. I would just stick it down to, does this sustain me? Sure. Let's spend the minimum amount of money on food that's going to sustain my survival, and then I'm going to spend the rest of it on gear and weapons.
I will say, it depends. If you could level things up by doing it a bunch, then I would work that way.
Like a cooking skill?
Yes, say you can make a basic sandwich, but you have to make it 100 times, and then you're like, now it's a basic +1.
Okay, yeah. I like that.
Doesn't SAO have that, though? Because
I think so.
I remember when they're living in a house, and he was like, hey, I got this for you, but you have the cooking skills necessary to make this into something. Remember, he killed, I forget what it was, but he killed something, and he brought it to the house, was like, here, like, you
super
can do
rare,
something with this.
Super rare beast kind of thing.
I think there is a cooking skill in this game.
One thing I will say is if I could get the elven bread from Lord of the Rings, where it's like
bread.
one bite lasts you a week or whatever it was.
That'd be game breaking.
That'd be amazing because it's like, okay, I'll just focus everything on bread so I can make this
because
super intense bread so I can bring one slice of bread and last me forever.
Exactly, because that would just be smart.
Unless you're, a halfling.
I would exactly do that as well.
And then, you need to eat an entire sections of bread at a time. Lance, have you ever watched Lord of the Rings?
Oh, I've seen all the movies.
Okay, but that's...
but
there's no show.
I mean,
there is a show now.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about that bread. Totally forgot. I mean,
Lambert's bread is a big portion of the movie. I mean, Samwise gets kicked out of the group because he ate some bread. You followed me all the way to Mordor, but you ate some bread, you're out of the team.
The movies came out when we were in middle school, dude. It was like 15, 20 years ago.
I've watched those 8 times a year since I was 10 years old.
No, the real question is, do you watch the extended versions?
Is there any other version?
Okay, just...
Okay,
so
you guys are way more into it than I am.
Well, my wife is significantly more into it than I am.
Yep, that's right.
Which is why I watched them.
Did you read the books?
No.
Oh, you're not a true fan.
That is perfectly...
I was in middle school, and there was a middle school thing where they sell books, and middle school is when the series became popular. I was like, I love the movies, I want to read the book. I read the first 5 pages, and I'm like, this is fucking boring.
They are 3 incredible tomes, I will say. They are not books. They are far bigger than books. They are tomes of knowledge and creativity.
I don't need 3 pages to tell me that the wind is blowing and the water ripples.
I will say, I know we are on tangent right now, but I'm a huge lover of Tolkien.
Reading-wise.
He watched the Blitzkrieg of London in order to write the battle scene of Minas Tirith.
That's cool. I don't need 3 pages to tell me the wind is blowing. I got it. The wind blew to the west. Thank you.
It blew to the west. My balls felt fresher than they never felt before.
I felt sorry for everybody behind me.
The sweet stench of saltiness wafted throughout the air. I had done squats earlier in the morning.
Oh, jeez. But what kind of like returning back to that though is I do like how we all kind of took one portion of the movie and we each found a favorite point within the same general scene area of the movie itself, but we all like different portions of that. I actually really enjoyed that. That means the movie spoke to all of us on different levels. I think that speaks for itself.
It was an amazing scene. To be fair, it was like the turning point of the movie. Like it was where
it was the middle. It was what, 47 minutes in? Is that what you said? So it's the very middle of the movie.
47 and 26 seconds.
But to be fair, for most movies, that's when the drama needs to like drive that stake in so deep that it needs to hit you hard.
Yeah, Mito bitched out and ran away.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the moments where the drama hits. That these two.
She made a calculated escape, is what she did.
She did. She
bitched out and ran away.
Shit was going tits up, and she's like, I would rather run away right now and not witness my friend's death.
I mean, we could say some fucked up things. Why is she only killing one thing at a time with a giant scythe?
You know, a scythe is a multi-fighting weapon. You're supposed to be able to take at least 3 things out with it. Every game I've played in, a scythe hits multiple enemies. I do agree with you on that.
If she does her power attack.
I played Farmville. You can take out all the wheat.
Farmville. Oh my god. Way to date us, man. Holy shit. He just said Farmville.
Farmville? Oh my god. Oh shit.
This just turned into next level content. Farmville was just brought up. Does any of our viewers even know what Farmville is?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm dead. I'm weak. I'm done.
I was not expecting that. I thought we were talking about anime.
Matt's dead.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, in Farmville, you can take out all of the wheat with one blow of a scythe. We can all agree to that.
I will let people know I am not 18. We'll just go with that one. For any of our viewers that were unaware.
Did you use T9 texting?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh my god, you used T9 texting. Okay, we're not going to go.
Well, the fact that I know what that is also dates myself. Lance knows what it is, but he doesn't know what it's called.
I used to think T9 texting was the top-notch way to text.
I mean, it was nice.
It was. Okay, back when we were all on the flip phones and we all had the 9x, or what was the 3x4?
Yeah. And you couldn't actually have cell phones in school.
Yeah, we couldn't have. Well, the point was we had the numbers versus the whole letter pad.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I wasn't rich enough to have like a Sidekick or something.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't there either. So I maxed out I was a pro at T9. Like,
I'm so glad we all know what T9 texting is. And we're not even going to explain it to everyone on the show because
if
you should
know, you know.
If you know, you know. And if you don't, you really missed out on an integral part of
this. Then you're too young for us, bro.
I will. You did not miss out on anything, but it was a time.
You literally did not miss out. But I do specifically remember being in class, like in all of my high school classes. Like, my phone would be under the desk, and I would type out everything. I mean,
paragraphs.
Like
you haven't memorized.
I mean, most texters nowadays, we know where all the keys are, so we can text. We can probably text a whole paragraph and have very little correction to begin with.
I'm gonna fuck it up all over the place, but
that's what autocorrect is for, right?
What?
Duck this.
What I'm duck it. But I do remember being so fucking awesome at T9 that I could do it without looking at it, and
that's impressive. Yeah. I will say.
Yeah, good old days when you could only send 150 characters per text.
Oh my god!
And you had to pay for that.
Yeah, yeah, that was extra text too.
Oh my god!
I always love it when my phone tells me I'm at page 2. I'm like, what does that matter?
Oh fuck!
How did we get here?
Oh, we're in
the weeds now.
Yeah, we're way out.
So, skills. Any since we were talking about skills, would there be one skill? This isn't from the movies specifically, but any skill that you could have where you could only pick one skill, what would it be from the series?
Is it going to depend if our life is on the line, or
just if we were in
SAO?
If you were in SAO, would you want like Asana's super speed, or because she has that super what kind of sword does she actually have?
The rapier.
The
sword's called the rapier.
So she could do 100 hit combo without trying.
Maybe. I mean, that's like super stabby.
It was like a super thrust kind of thing.
Yeah. It's essentially a needle blade. So.
It's a needle. Yeah.
It's super stab. Yeah.
If my life was on the line, I would focus on
Lance would be a blacksmith in the village.
No. Like, I would love to be the person that goes out there and just murks so much shit, but at the same time, I would be conservative enough to be like, I need to heal myself. So, like, I would go out there and grind, but if there's points that I can spend on stuff, like, if I could put effort into stuff, I don't think SAO really does. Oh, no, because in the anime it does, because Kirito can heal, like, 800 hit points per 10 seconds in, like, episode 4. Anyway, I would want to focus on some kind of recovery-based thing, because
I'm talking like a specific skill you could have where it's the Asuna super combo move or Kirito's dual wielding. I'm talking about those kind of skills, not...
Oh, okay. Not like an actual like skill-based like hunter or like cooking. Nope. Okay.
Okay, well, I mean, but still on the same base, like, I still want to focus on self-healing.
Okay. So
if my life depended on it, I would want...
So like regeneration kind of thing?
I don't know, like heal. Like let's go. Like,
Lance is going to max
Final
out his
Fantasy
defense.
Heal gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Either maxing out your hit points or maxing out your defense is your go-to.
Lance is going to be like 5 points health, 3 points defense, 1 point attack.
Yeah,
and then just that's what he's going to do every time.
That's what I gathered as well.
I would slow burn it, dude.
Okay,
I would put my heart and soul into that world, but at the same same time, I would be so scared about dying, and I would play the long game. That's
so Lantz is the shield hero. We got it.
Lantz is
yeah.
Have you got what's that show called? Bafuri? Bafuri? Yes.
I maxed out all my points in defense or something like
that.
Yes.
You would be her, Lantz. That would be you. You would put
her?
She's overpowered as shit, though.
She is.
Oh my god! I assume I've never seen that anime, but I assumed it was a dude. Oh
nope, Bafuri. That's
definitely a girl.
Definitely a girl.
Yeah, it's a strong female character.
She basically they gave her 100 XP points, and she put 99 of them into defense.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where you would go.
If my life depended on it.
Yo, I always go team tank, so I fully agree with you.
I think I would go that route.
If I had to go in SAO, that kind of rhymes. But if I had to
almost spit out my drink. If I had to go in SAO,
if I had a skill and I had to focus on an SAO, I would probably go with blacksmithing. I know it's super lame, but I want to make the coolest weapons, and I think the only way to get there is by making them yourself.
Okay.
So you'd stay off the front lines, and
Yep. Give me the resources. I'm going to turn it into cool weapons.
So you wouldn't want the experience to level up?
Nope.
You'd just be like,
don't give a shit. I'm a skiller.
I just work here, bro.
Yeah, give me the resources, give me the money, and I'll make you some cool shit.
He gets XP by building awesome weapons. Come on,
dude. I'm part of the blacksmith union. Like,
yep, guild, the blacksmith guild.
Yeah, a guild is just a virtual version of a union.
Exactly.
I'm the only blacksmith on this floor. You better come to me.
Yep. All right, Matt, what would you do?
I would 100% dual wield, so I would be like all speed.
Attacker.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That would be my second bet. Like, if I'm not going to be full defense, like, if my life did not depend on it, I would be 100% attack.
I'd just be like, fuck it. What's
it called? The DPS roll, damage per second or whatever?
Yes. Yeah. All speed, all attack, and then, because I'm one of those people where it's like, I get 10 points, it's 5 to agility, like probably 3 to attack, and then 2 to defense, 1 to defense, 1 to health, and I'll just keep going that way, because it's like, if I can get in there, get out, I'll heal, just keep going back and forth, and I'll just fuck it, go.
Gotcha. The only kind of curveball I can throw into that is like, okay, the phone game that I'm playing, when it comes to competitiveness, yeah, you can throw all of your stats into attack and speed, and you can be the first person to do all the damage, but if someone is strong enough to like resist all of your bonus,
but we're fighting monsters, not bases.
I know, but what I was to say is there's lots of resistance that needs to be into play. There's lots of defense and offense and whatever. Like,
so what Matt is describing is what's typically called the glass cannon, where you deal a shit ton of damage, but God help you if anything hits you.
I'm going to spend all of my money on defensive armor so that I can take damage, but then I'm going to be fast enough to get away where it doesn't matter.
But then just armor slows you down.
But that's why I have all my points in speed. Okay, so it's like speed, dual wielding, super attack. All right, give me a second. All right, let me get back into... But I'm also not going to pick like super heavy armor like what people with long swords would wear. I would still want something semi-nimble, but it's just...
that chainmail shit.
Kind of... a little bit stronger, but yes, where it's like, all right, just don't let me die in one attack. I'll be good. I'll have 500 healing potions. I'll spend all my money on healing potions. Just let me go. When I play Skyrim, I'm all about just dual wield everything and let's go. I do not rock a shield.
When Nervagear comes out, we would make a solid team. I mean, we got Matt here on the DPS. We got Lance here on the tank. We got me on utility. I mean, we got it covered.
Okay, well, that's kind of what I wanted to bring in. Like, as a solo player, I would want to be tankier.
Yes.
But if you're in a team, you're going to want
a little bit of everything.
You're going to want someone to attack. You're going to want someone to defend. You're going to want someone as support.
Yep.
And if there is a fourth player, you're going to want someone as healer.
Yes.
Like, that's kind of the
best. The support
which in typical anime, that's a girl.
Yeah, well, yes, but
like it depends like on your how many people you can have in your party, and yes, sometimes your support person could be your healer. Like they can be the one of the two. Anyway, all I'm saying is, as I would prefer myself to be a solo player, I would then put my stats towards defending myself.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of all I was getting at.
Nope. Still, even solo, still just let me run everywhere as fast as I can get there. Let me go
Fast and strong.
Yep, that's all I need. I'll get there and I'll survive eventually.
Yeah, I'd be too scared.
That's how I play Skyrim. I die a lot.
I die a lot.
I'd probably.
That's what I wanted to hear. I was like, how successful of a plan is this?
Remember, we're talking about SAO.
Your life is on the line, dude. Yeah, I die a lot.
But it's also Skyrim where I know I'm not going to actually die. So it's like, oh, fuck it. Let me see if I can get this red bar all the way down when I'm flashing red with 1 health. Let's see if I can just combo move him dead.
Chance it. Oh my God.
And I'm dead. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, don't do that.
Maybe if your speed is fast enough to where you get 2 turns for every one of their turns, then you can be like attack, item, heal, attack, item, heal.
Yes.
I can see that one then.
True.
Where you're so fast you can like drink restorative potion while attacking at the same time.
I did like their use of potions in this movie. Like, I feel like that was kind of missed out on in the show, that there's like actual items that help you.
Yes.
Whereas like in the movie, like, you know, hey, we're resting up. Take some of my potions. Take all that you need. I'm like, you know what? There was a gathering portion of this movie.
Yes, I love that, except for when the dude in the final boss scene,
I'm dying.
the knight,
Don't bother
he's
this
like,
potion.
He's fucking dying. Kirito has a potion. He's about to give it to him, and the dude's like, "No, just live." Like,
you live.
You're fucking stupid. Just 1 more inch, you can live. Your literal life is on the line.
This isn't real life.
He was done, man. He was so done. He was just like, you know what? This is my way out.
He wasn't even like knocked stupid or anything. He was just hit.
Yeah, he full on refused the potion.
He seriously refused it.
You didn't have to die.
Stupid anime logic. It did not need to happen that way.
He sacrificed him.
I don't remember. Was he offered a potion?
Kirito was trying to give it to him.
Yeah, Kirito opened up
He was
his
like,
potions and
here, take this. And the guy's like, no,
it was literally,
you save it.
It was literally in the dude's hands, and he's like, no, you live.
So that happened in the movie. Did that happen in the show as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he refused.
He refused
twice,
the potion. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you really want to go there, he still refused it the one time. But it's you didn't have to die, but
Literally did not have to.
I have to die for this scene. Okay, that's what it is. He had to die for this scene. We just had to feel terrible for him to die for the I don't know. However, if you want to say you've only watched the show once and then you watch the movie, it's for the second time he had to die.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the movie had to follow the anime, so
it did.
It's not like they had a choice. But like,
if they made him live, I would have been pissed.
Well,
Unless it's meat. What the hell?
He just ghost revives later.
Yeah, unless you're Mito, and then the movie can do whatever it wants for her.
I looked for her over and over again. I watched episodes 1 through 5, and I'm like, she's got to be in here somewhere. They show her in the scene, and she's not in there.
Right, just kidding.
Right. Well, let's just bring focus back into the movie. Mito. I am so excited to see what is gonna come from Mito in this next movie, and just to bring all of us.
So you think she's gonna be in the movie again?
100%.
She has to be in the movie. She's still alive.
I think she's going to be a movie exclusive character.
She is a main/side main character in this movie, and it's all about Asuna's perspective. And it's like, let's just be clear: in SAO season 1, core 1,
season 1. Which yes,
no, there's 2 parts of season 1.
Because season 1 SAO is like what, 6 episodes long?
12.
It's 12. Oh, it is 12. It is 12. Okay, so core 1,
and then 12 through 24 are technically season 2. It's like another arc.
It's still season 1.
Yeah,
it's core 2 of season 1. Anyway, season 1 SAO Asuna. There is still so many gaps between Asuna and Kirito that
because it goes from floor floor 1, and then you don't see her again until floor like 46 or something.
I thought it was 47.
No,
Might be.
no. They've in episode 4 they've cleared 50 floors.
Okay, yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
I thought that was the 50th floor. Was that big centipede? No, that was floor 75. Never mind.
I made note that in 4 episodes of season 1, half of the floors have been cleared.
Okay.
Yes. So, but they 47 is
And
where
they're still not together.
47 was a turning point. I remember that number.
But I think that's where her guild's base is 47.
Yeah, because there's lots of jumping back and forth because in like episode 3 or 4 in the anime, Kirito helps this little girl bring her dragon, or not, she's basically a dragon spirit, this fire-breathing spirit.
Her
back to
familiar.
life.
Yeah, she was a
familiar.
beast tamer thing.
Yeah, it was a beast tamer. And
Silica.
Silica.
Yeah.
They have to go back. They have to go backwards in order to bring the spirit back to life, and they have to do it within like what 3 or 4 days. So like
Yes, because on Christmas Day, Eve, they kill Santa
Oh my god, yeah.
to get this
I forgot about Dark Santa.
to get this potion to revive her familiar.
yeah.
But you had to do it on like a certain floor kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a certain location.
And that's where, you get Kirito getting his super restorative powers where he's getting attacked by like 5 dudes.
Yeah.
But they don't deal enough damage. So he's like, I can do this all day. It doesn't matter.
Right, that's because they were doing like 470 damage per 10 seconds, but he's recovering 510 damage per 10 seconds. So they're literally doing
Zero.
negative
Nothing.
damage.
Yes.
So they could do it all day and they will never make a dent on Kirito. And that's when he was explaining like these games that do level-based systems are so cheat because the higher you get, the cheater it gets.
Yes.
He's like, if you put all your focus into this, then you're technically invincible.
Exactly.
Yeah. At least comparative to very much lower ranked people.
Yeah. In episode 4 of the anime, Kirito was already at like level 71. I watched it last night.
Okay, I'll take your word on it. I don't remember that detailed, so we'll go with yes.
Yeah. So he was already extremely overpowered when it came to the people killers.
Yes.
Just
And
in general. And then he was trying to get involved with the Royal Knights and stuff like that. Like I stopped at episode 4 because I wanted the relative to the movie. I don't want to get too expansive on the movie because we're talking about the movie today.
yes. And what were we talking about?
The skills that you would have if you were to go
No,
into SAO.
we were something else. We were beyond that.
We went somewhere after that?
Thought so?
Last time I thought we were talking about like
Yeah, because I
DPS versus tank versus utility, and then
no,
we
because
went
I had
into-
complained about Mito's changing of things again, and
I feel like that was a long time ago. I have a new topic to bring up.
okay, yeah, let's bring up a new topic.
Okay, here's the difference between the anime and the movie. When the final boss scene was coming into play, in the movie, little orbs were dropping, and those orbs were evolving into those little ogre beast things. As I rewatched everything last night,
That does not happen.
that doesn't happen. They're just fucking there. So I really, really, really appreciated the movie for bringing these stupid, beautiful orbs that just popped into monsters. Like me, myself, I just thought that was really. I thought that was really fun. What do you guys think?
No, it was good because it made it realistic, especially because you have to think of this as a pseudo real thing. So these monsters can't just appear out of nothing.
Right.
They need to come out of something. So that I liked it. What about you, Alec?
I liked it, but when I was rewatching afterwards, I was like, wait a minute, this part never happened. I just felt like it wasn't staying true to the show, but at the same time, it offered a really good explanation. Like, hey, minions are going to come out during this boss fight. Like, this is just how they show up. Whereas before, they were just there.
Yeah.
But more kept showing up in the movie, so I was like, this is more realistic of an actual boss fight.
Yeah, if you were having to do this in real life, because to them this is real life, this is how it would be instead of just, all right, here they are. So yeah, I was okay with that.
Yeah. Plus, it added some beauty to it. I thought those orbs are pretty cool looking.
I thought like items were going to come out of them. I was completely mind blown when monsters came out of them. I was like, wow, oh, okay, this is where we're going.
Okay, speaking of like orbs and monsters and stuff like I know like these big, massive scenes where like they get overloaded with monsters and like they have to fight their way through. Like at the same time, the more they kill, the more experience they get. Like this is kind of like a bittersweet moment in most of these scenes. Like, yeah, shit is going fucking tits up and shit is so real, but at the same time, like, dude, you're raking in some massive experience points.
That's one thing that I think that I really like about the Rising of the Shield Hero versus Sword Art Online is that it takes it to the next level where it shows you the XP drops, where it doesn't really show you that in Sword Art Online. Just kind of, it's true. More implied. Right. I don't know. Matt, what is your take on that?
I will say, because this is life or death, it doesn't matter. They can get all the XP they want. If they don't beat the boss, they are dead, and all that XP doesn't matter.
That is a great point.
Yeah.
Because as we know from the show, they essentially get locked into the boss fight and they can't escape. So all that XP that they're getting from murking on these weak bosses doesn't matter because they can't do anything with it unless they beat the boss.
Right. That is very true. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah.
So Lance, you're thinking about it like, hey, like I just got like a level up from this. Cool. But like they're not noticing that during the fight because they're fighting for their freaking lives.
The main point that I really took from that was right when Asuna was getting fucked up by all those vile plumes, she was murking all of them.
Yeah,
like, she was
victory bells.
She didn't throw a single Pokeball.
Sorry, the victory bells. Vile plumes of mushroom. The victory bells were all being bitches, and they were dying like nobody's business.
Yes.
I mean, she was also taking little damage, by the way. Like, she wasn't dying fast. Like, she was dying very slowly. So Asuna's doing great. Anyway, the point is,
yeah, she took on that horde very well.
The horde, in any aspect, if you...
A million XP. That's what it should have been.
Yeah, if you eliminate a horde of something, you're gonna be given a shit ton of awesome stuff. So I don't care if it's...
You're definitely getting a rare drop for sure.
Yeah, I don't care if it's like a game like SAO where you're gonna get experience and items, or like Resident Evil where you're gonna get just awesome items or whatever.
All the loot you can think of.
Just loot. Just loot galore when you take care of a horde.
Oh, yeah.
If you survive it, that is.
Yeah, because if this was an actual game, that's what you're looking for. You're like, hey, don't attack this monster because you're just going to get mobbed by even more of them. You're like, oh, really? Let me find all of them I can so I can just keep going until I die.
I was going to say, like, me in a video game, I'm like, oh, if I kill this guy, more will come. Okay, let me specifically kill this guy so more will come so I can gain more experience and items and all the fun stuff.
So when I'm playing a video game and I come across something incredibly hard like that, like facing a horde, the way I think about it is they wouldn't have put this in the game if it wasn't beatable solo. You know, like if you can't beat this on your own, they wouldn't have put it in the game.
Well, SAO is all meant to kill you, so
let's put a small dagger in that right now because there's those treasure chests, those trap chests. Those trap chests.
You know, technically you could beat those if you were like max level.
If you were good enough.
Sure.
That's very true.
They went for those chests too early. That was the condition.
But according to the floor you're on, in proportion, you would not be able to beat it.
Very
correct.
True.
It's one of those things where it's like...
You would have to go back to it kind of thing.
If you were on level, we'll say 10, and at that point, once you go to level 1, or floor 1...
and you revisit,
it should be something that you would struggle with but do anyway. If you're on floor 1, there's no way you could do it by yourself.
That's what I'm getting at, that it is possible, but you have to meet the conditions for it.
Yes.
And so what you're saying is they didn't meet the conditions for the victory bells. They just kind of attacked it too early.
I mean, they did. I mean, we saw everything play per play.
So what was the reason behind going in that area anyway?
They were looking for rare items.
Okay.
The shrew.
I wouldn't say they're going there specifically. I think they were going there just straight up just to train, just to level up, and then that little rodent
Sly
Shrewman, I think.
Yes, Sly Shrewman.
We pulled up earlier. Sly Shrewman. He was just an anomaly. That thing was not supposed to show up. Yes. He showed up out of the blue, and
Mito got completely enamored.
She completely distracted.
Yes.
Misumi/Mito, she knew that thing was very special.
Yes.
So she knew that if she killed that, she's going to help her party advance so far. And
potentially.
No, I mean...
She knew there was a rare item.
Yes, potentially, but from what we figured figure it out at the end of the anime, at the end of the movie, is she got some super strong ass rapier. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong. Rapier. That Asuna would have been able to equip. All I'm going to say is like,
but she didn't know that's what
she
that
didn't know.
held.
She didn't know. Like that stupid rodent was going to drop some random ass awesome thing. It was going to be great. But just imagine if that scene itself worked out so magically, happy-go-lucky, and then Asuna got that super special rapier. Because if she got that rapier early, how much her level would have grown between that and the final scene at the boss where Misumi threw her that same exact special weapon that she got from that little gremlin guy.
Yep.
Because I guess I'm kind of ruining it, but like it was that same exact weapon, but it was days later.
But the friendship / teaming up between Kirito and Asuna would have never happened if Mito wouldn't have gone away.
True, but what I'm saying is that weapon that Mito gave Asuna was far more advanced than the weapon,
the level 4 regular rapier. Yes,
that Kirito gave Asuna.
I think
he gave her one, and then she gave her the rare item, which turned out to be like the super rapier.
Yes,
yeah, because in the movie,
Kirito gave Asuna a random rapier that he had received from an item drop.
Yeah,
and then she leveled it up a little bit, but then Mito gave her this super rare rapier.
That same exact one that was in that same scene.
Yes.
All I'm saying is, what if they survived it and she got that item early?
She would have.
They would have been a power duo for sure.
She could have been a more advanced character.
Yes, but it also ruins plot points that happen later on.
I know. It's just, being a viewer, just like the what ifs.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think that would have been a great upgrade for her, but at the same time, like, it would have been terrible growth for her because she needed to learn how to survive with that medium grade rapier rather than the super upped one.
Yeah.
Yes.
We started from the bottom and now we're here.
Exactly.
That's Asuna's life.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys think of this movie?
10 out of 10. I would highly recommend anyone who likes Sword Art Online, give this movie a watch. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I love watching anime movies.
Yes.
And this one is... It gives me that shit that I wanted more out of season 1.
Yes.
So I wanted season 1, core 1 to be literally all of SAO.
Yes. Or at least all of... I wish...
No, literally all.
So you want to see floor for floor?
I want to see all 100 floors of SAO.
Well, they don't beat all 100 floors.
I know,
but yeah.
But that's what I wanted.
Yes.
That's what I wanted.
Do you think the next... I haven't seen the next movie yet, but do you think the next one will go into just floor 2 and then the next one's just floor 3?
They're just going to keep progressing like they would. They're going to do essentially plot fillers, not plot fillers, but they're going to do filler between all the moments in which happened in the anime. So it's like, all right, so what was Asuna doing from floor 2 to floor, I don't know,
23 was the next one?
Basically.
Yeah, something like that, where you could make this into 4 movies. I don't know. It really just depends.
They could literally do so much because even within the first 4 episodes, they broke the first 50 floors.
Mm-hmm.
Half the floors were done in 4 episodes of the original series. They can do as much as they want. But
what would you like to see? Would you like to see floor by floor, or would you like to see like every 10 floors?
Oh, to reverse time? Yeah, I want floor by floor.
You want floor by floor?
Yeah. 100%.
Matt, what do you want to see?
I would have rather had all... I am okay. Like, I enjoyed SAO. I wish we could have had all of season 1 been the conclusion. So the start and conclusion of beating Sword Art Online, the VR MMO. Like, I would have been perfectly fine with that. Basically filling 12, 24 episodes from beginning to, what was it, episode 11, where they actually beat... Well, the first, 12 episodes episodes. Is that...
Yeah, they beat floor 75.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think 12 episodes made it to
3/4 of the way there
to the 70s,
died.
and then they like figured out that it was a cheat.
Well, so basically,
I'm cool with that. I just want more.
The entire, I would have much rather had a season or two have been the beginning and conclusion of what season 1, part 1 was.
Okay.
Just more in depth. I would have loved to see Kirito kind of grinding, getting, like, what did he do to get his dual wielding ability? Like, because he talks about it, he's like, I just randomly figured out I had this ability. It's like, oh, all right, so what were you doing?
Didn't he get that during the boss fight of floor 7?
7? I don't know.
Where he was fighting the bull, the blue bull with the snake tail. Remember the Minotaur? The Minotaur with the snake tail.
Wait, are we talking about the duel?
That's when he
used it.
revealed the dual wielding.
No,
Yes.
let me stop you right there. Like I said, last night I watched the first 4 episodes.
Okay.
The first 4 episodes, Kirito has very surpassed Kirito has surpassed level 50.
Yes,
There's
but
50 floors have been done.
When does he fight the Minotaur?
I thought that was floor 27.
Okay, well I don't know about a Minotaur, but the dual swords.
Yes.
The dual swords and level 50 have nothing to do with each other because
they're
like 57 at episode 4.
So he reveals that he has dual wielding at the Minotaur fight.
Sure.
Boss fight. He had already had this ability and he was talking about, I was going through my skills one night and I just randomly saw it there. I would have loved to have been able to see, it's like, hey, I just did this super badass fight.
Yeah.
Here's the night of me going through my skills and being like, oh shit, I have dual wielding.
Yep.
And then him training with it. Because it's not like, hey, I'm going to do a level 60 boss fight and this is the first time I'm going to dual wield. I have no idea what my skills are at this point. So fuck it. Let's just go all out with dual wielding swords.
Right.
He would have done this ability prior to.
Right. Yeah, it would have been much sooner. I'm just saying, let's put from my perspective, from exactly where I left off last night, like I said, episode 4.
Yeah, they rushed through it.
Kirito is like level 70. They have cleared more than 50 levels. They are very far in SAO as it is. So I just want to put a little bit of perspective into where everything is by episode 4 of the anime.
Because it's not in episode 4. It doesn't get revealed until episode 8.
Oh, I was going to say, like, I didn't reach that part yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and even then, it doesn't say when he got it. He just reveals it in the fight. And even Heathcliff, which turns out to be Akihito Kaiba, the maker of the game.
The maker, yeah.
He's using cheat codes to defend against it, and that's how everybody found out that he has dual wield.
That's why season 1 was so fucking awesome.
Oh, it was great.
Because the creator of the game is the biggest fucking bitch. Oh, that was such good drama. I loved it.
Oh, yes. I loved it. Absolutely.
I fucking loved it.
I would say I would just love a more in-depth version of the fight on SA or within SAO the game.
Yeah, I'll probably speak for much of the SAO fan base. Is I'm sure we could have all lived with fucking 12 seasons of SAO.
Yeah, easily.
Just the 100 levels of SAO.
So one thing I'm going to throw out there: the movie is based off a light novel, just like the series is based off a light novel.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where it's like, man, I wish I read books, like actual books, not the mangas.
Yeah.
Because there's so many light novels where I'm like, man, I would love to know all this intricate details from these series that they don't give us. And this is one of them. SAO is 100% one of them.
SAO is easily amongst the most top favorite anime of, I don't know, the 2010s and above.
2010s, yeah.
The new schools,
yeah. All the new school. Like, SAO is so high up there.
SAO is what really brought me out of my comfort zone from always just re-binging Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and Bleach. When my brother, he's like, hey, give this show a shot, and I guarantee you're gonna like it. And I was like, I was in college at the time, and I was like, you know what? Sure, I got time on my hands. Let me watch this. And I've watched this show at least 15 times. I absolutely love it. I mean, every year I go through at least an SAO binge. But one thing I would like to see within these movies is at least the boss fight of every single floor. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, they skip so many floors in the show.
Yep.
No, insanely. Like what you just said, you skip so many boss fights.
You see like
Just
six
like-
boss fights.
You only see so very few. And
Yes.
like I was saying, this movie only covers the first 2 episodes. And that's just the first boss fight. And then episode 3, episode 4, all of a sudden we're above level 50.
Yep.
What the fuck happens in between?
Kirito's not involved. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Kirito's probably the one slashing and dashing through most of it.
The front lines cleared so many levels.
Yeah, Asuna's group is the one that actually cleared most of SAO.
I would love to see that.
Asuna's group?
Yes. Yeah. The Royal Knights or the Bloodlight Knights or whatever they're called.
That's right. This is sounding familiar now.
Yeah, they cleared like a bunch of floors. I mean,
She's
don't get
got
me
that
wrong,
royalty
Kirito
shit.
cleared a lot of floors solo. Like,
Yeah.
he's just unreal. But the whole clan of the Blood or Royal Knights, whatever they were, the knightly people, they cleared a lot of floors on their own, mostly due to the fact that they had, the creator, Akihiko, Kaiba, and Asuna as their, front commander in general. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see a continuation of that.
But I think now is probably a good time to take another break.
Hello, dear listeners. Do you enjoy playing video games with your best friends? Then I have the pod for you. I'm Philip, host of the Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. Each week, my co-host Nave and I break down a cooperative experience in gaming, and we are always looking for new co-op partners to join us. So come play with us on the Gaming Together podcast.
So I'm standing over this toilet taking a piss and I'm playing my Pokemon and I dropped it in the toilet. I remember the Game Boy just tumbling into water. And I remember screaming for my mom, trying to get this Game Boy
Wait, how
out.
old were you?
And she yelled at me. And
Oh
I was
my
just,
God.
traumatized. I was like, no, my Pokemon.
That's Gaming Together, a cooperative podcast. Come on down, co-op partners.
And now that we're back from our break, Alec, just so you know, it is the Knights of the Blood Oath. That is what Asuna's group is called.
Okay, thank you.
Just to kind of make sure that we cover that basis. Really, the only thing I have left to talk about is I can't wait to watch the second movie.
I'm so hyped.
Oh my god. How can you keep that in the background? Like, yes, of course, I cannot wait to see that. Like,
The second it's on Crunchyroll, I'm binging it.
Yes.
Immediately.
literally, obviously, I cannot wait.
Yes, because the first movie, absolutely anybody who liked SAO, anybody who likes this style of anime has to watch this movie because it's great. It is a very well done movie. It's not too theatrical. Like, if you were to watch this and think that it was an anime instead of a movie, you would be shocked that this was an anime movie instead of just a movie.
I mean, yeah, if the random person was to be brought into this out of the new,
Yes.
I'm sure they would be full. I can't say full into it, but like, maybe if a random person was just brought into it, just out of the random, they'd be like, yeah, this is going to be an awesome movie.
Yep, awesome show. Yes.
Yes, but at the same time, like, I feel like we're all talking from the point of nostalgia. I have no idea what this is like from a completely new perspective.
That's probably
But from
true.
someone who's watched the series over and over,
Yes.
this was an amazing movie to really bridge the gap.
Yes, it was a very well done movie. Glad they did it. I'm loving the Asuna perspective, and it kind of fills in a lot of those context points that we really didn't get to see in the anime.
Yeah.
So as far as the second movie is concerned, because you guys haven't watched it yet either, correct?
Correct. You have?
No, I have not.
Okay.
So
So all three of us have not.
yes,
Okay.
none of us have seen the second movie yet. yet. Is there anything you're hoping to watch as far as the second one is concerned?
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. The last character that was introduced in this show was a random woman which she had lines on her face, and she was like, well, this is interesting. Looking at, clearly she was watching Kirito, but she was also watching Asuna as well, and noticing that Kirito was teaming up with her. I really want to see what her play is in the next movie.
And I was thinking the exact same thing. What about you, Lance?
And I have the answer.
Oh, do shit. You? Okay.
And it's only because, like I said, last night I watched 4 episodes in a row. That chick is a realistic chick. Okay, she's in the anime.
Okay.
No way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fill us in a little bit without giving
don't give too much
away.
But where is she and what does she do?
She's basically a nobody.
All right, cool.
Okay.
No.
Well, clearly she's on Ahiko Kaiba's side. Ahiko? Ahiko Kaiba.
Kaiba.
She's clearly on his side.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Really?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
She is, from episode like 4-ish, she gathers information and she sells information.
So
she's an info broker.
She's the one that gives Kirito
Yeah.
the information about the Santa, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that girl.
She's in,
Oh my god! I didn't reckon. Wow.
I don't remember. Like I said, I watched through episode 4. I don't remember exactly if it was episode 3 or 4, but
she's in there.
That chick, she is definitely in episode 3 or 4.
Alec had a mind
That's all she is. She's just.
I never connected those dots.
She's just a broker. Yeah, it's because I recently watched it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because when I saw her, I was like, all right, what's she doing?
I thought she was completely new. I didn't recognize her at all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is good to know. All right, cool.
So that makes so because the movie made some stupid sprinkle into her, she's gonna have a little bit more inspiration in the second movie. So now that I've told you guys that she has this inspiration on the anime itself,
Yes.
so what if she has some stupid ass shit that's going to happen in this next movie? I don't think. All I want to say right now is, as of today, we're going to launch 2 weeks after the launch of the
Mob Psycho movie or show.
We're going to launch after movie release in the actual movie theaters.
Yep.
Of the next movie.
So people will have known what happens.
Right. So I just want to let people know that this is thoughts before we've actually seen the actual movie, because none of us have actually seen part 2 of the movie as of yet.
You held up 3 fingers there.
I am throwing up so many fingers because anime teaches me you can throw up 4 fingers.
He said after the 3rd movie.
And it means nothing. Yeah.
He's Italian, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Italian.
You gotta talk with your hands.
You talk with your hands.
I am wearing an Italian jacket. For everyone who can't see me, Italia. Yes. My last name is Lombardozzi. Italian.
You have no
I talk
idea.
with my hands.
I want pizza so bad right now.
Oh, do you? Do you want pizza right now?
Pizza. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good choice.
I don't care where it's from, but fucking pizza.
Anyway.
Yes.
So I will say, because of that piece of information, I feel like she's only going to play a role in the fact that she is going to kind of give away some stuff, i.e. being a information broker. But as far as the second movie is concerned, if this isn't where Mito dies, I have no idea where it's going to happen.
Okay.
I think she's just a movie character.
No.
She gotta die.
No.
Has to.
No. Because
No.
she's in the anime itself.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
Where?
She's in
Mito is not in the anime anywhere.
Mito?
Mito, yes.
Mito.
The best friend, Asuna's best friend,
has to die.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the mystery character.
No. We're talking about Mito. Mito is not anywhere in the anime.
So we'll go back. I think in the second movie, Mito has to die because I feel like after the second movie, you're going to go into the points where Asuna and Kirito are kind of intertwined with each other.
Yep.
And it would make no sense that Mito is not in the picture.
Yeah, she has to die.
She has to die.
If she doesn't die, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
But then there's a third movie.
No. She doesn't belong in the first place. So fuck it. It doesn't matter in the end anyway.
So you think her death is inevitable?
Yes.
I also agree, but I think think it's in the second movie.
No. Wait. It's not that it's inevitable. It's that it doesn't matter anyway.
Okay.
It never mattered.
Is this canon?
Yeah.
Is this movie canon?
I'm gonna go with.
I didn't look it up.
Fuck. So are we going to talk about canon now?
So I'm going to go with yes, because it is written by the same person who wrote the original light novels. So I'm going to go with yes, it's just a different perspective of the same storyline as the anime of SAO.
I'm going to ask a really ignorant question right now.
Yes.
What is the difference between a light novel and a manga?
So it just depends on how the original source is made. So Dragon Ball Z, its original
Wait.
Dragon Ball Z, its original source is Shonen Jump manga.
Yes.
SAO, Jobless Reincarnation, Shield Hero. Its original source is going to be a light novel. So however it started is what I consider its original source. Konosuba, its original source was a light novel. So then they made...
What is a light novel, though? Is that
it's essentially
Is it words and pictures? Or
it's
pictures?
just words. So a lot of times it can be a web novel. So it's an online version of a book.
Lance, clearly you have something to say. Please say it.
Yes, what?
A light novel is literally a book.
Yes, it's a book.
Okay.
That's all it is.
It's just a book. No pictures.
Harry Potter is just a book.
Okay. It's a light novel, but in
English
form.
What I am writing is just a book.
Yes.
That's a light novel. A light novel is literally
a short book.
A book.
No, it's not a short book. A book.
A book.
Why? What's a heavy novel?
I have no fucking idea.
Don't get complicated on us.
So
it has the word light in there. That's an adjective. So clearly there must be a heavy novel.
If it's a heavy novel, that means that novelist thinks that they have more power upon themselves and they're a fucking douchebag.
You're gonna say that.
Fuck that douchebag.
So I think that's just the coin term for a novel.
That means that they think they're better than the rest of us.
All right, a light novel versus a manga?
Thanks, Lance.
Or a light novel versus a heavy novel.
So, yeah, that one. But a light novel,
I gave myself bite marks. I'm sorry.
Are you sorry to yourself?
So
you really did bite yourself.
Yes.
Oh my god, there's bite marks.
I'm aware. I was watching. So Konosuba, I am aware you bit yourself.
Yeah,
I saw that.
I just wanted you to see it because I bit myself, but
I was watching.
Fuck, I didn't think I bit myself that hard.
That's because you're drunk.
Yes and no.
No. Yes.
Both.
Yes.
Both. Yes.
No. Yes or yes. You said both.
Yes. Anyway, the best example I can give you is Konosuba, just because we kind of recently did it. The anime is based off the light novel, and then the manga is based off the light novel as well.
Okay.
So just because there's variations between the manga and the anime does not mean that the anime is not canon to the light novel, because there could be certain aspects that the manga is going to dictate off the light novel that the anime might not actually show. So that doesn't mean that the variations are non-canon, but it also doesn't mean that it is canon at the same time, if that makes sense.
I have a follow-up question. What is more canon, the light novel or the manga?
The original source. Whatever the original source is.
Let's just put a pin in it. Canon means original source.
Yes.
Okay.
Canon. That's where it stabs.
So
Canon,
Dragon Ball GT is not from the original source.
No.
yes and no.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
Yes.
I've always assumed that it's not at all.
Yes and no.
What do you mean by yes and no?
Because it was supposed to be, but it's a piece of fucking shit.
Okay, we're not going to go into opinions. I'm just going over what is canon and what is not.
It's not about opinions. It's about...
Was it made by the original creator?
Yes.
Was it?
Akira Toriyama. Yes. He created all of that.
He created Dragon Ball
yes.
GT.
Yes. But...
And did the creator of SAO also create
GT? No.
the progressive?
Yes.
No, the progressive.
Yes.
So it's canon.
Don't go from Dragon Ball to SAO.
He's too drunk to think of two things at once.
No.
That's what I'm
Yes
getting at.
and no, but I'm also right.
I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, so that's why I brought up Dragon Ball GT. But like, I've always known that that's not canon.
Not canon to the original storyline.
Exactly. But is this canon to SAO?
Yes.
Progressive is canon to SAO.
Yes.
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 So that is confirmed.
It is the same story, but from Asuna's viewpoint.
Okay, that I always get confused on that, and I always like to get a confirmation. I'm so sorry. I'm sure there's other viewers out there, such as myself, that just get very confused with canon and non-canon, and we just like the content anyway, so we just watch it no matter what.
I'm gonna say it's canon because there is the spin-off series of the light novel that all this shit is real.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Yeah,
that's all I want to say. I just want to say for our viewers, if you want to read this is real stuff. Read it,
watch it, live it,
love it.
I mean, you can't watch it, but the author of this shit is doing some real shit.
Oh, they are so creative.
They're trying to keep.
What's his name? We need to reference him.
I don't know. Anyway,
the point is, we're trying to stay realistic to everything, and everything is to the point.
Yes, I'd love to stay as close to the original source as possible, just because it helps me base my viewpoints of what I'm watching. I like the Dragon Ball Z movies. Some of them were good, some of them were terrible. I didn't really care as long as they were enjoyable.
Ooh, I mean, if you want to start talking about Dragon Ball.
No, I don't. I don't want to go down that
we can go down Dragon Ball for 8 hours.
Right.
So,
well,
anyway,
there's another episode.
Only talk about SAO. I really enjoyed this movie.
Absolutely.
I thought it was really well done. I would 100% recommend this to anybody who enjoys this style of show.
Clearly.
Well, we know.
Matt told me to Uber, so I'm gonna Uber.
Okay. As you pour yourself half a glass of bourbon.
Fucking 4 fingers means
4. That's 2 hands.
4 fingers is a glass. I'm just saying.
Get on my level.
I have a family to return to.
I'm not.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway,
you're driving and I'm not.
This is great. I love it. I love you guys. This is one of the funnest nights I've ever had. This is great.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Oh, okay. Here's the deal. This is gonna be one of the hardest fucking episodes I've recorded.
All right.
That doesn't.
I think that's gonna conclude our episode. Yeah, because Lantz can't keep recording, so I think we're gonna end there.
We need to make sure it's smooth.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. All I got to talk about as far as the SAO movie is concerned, very well done. I can't wait to watch the second one. I know you guys are probably in the same boat as I am.
Absolutely. 100%.
I cannot wait.
And thank you everybody for listening to another episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. Again, we are brought to you by The Anime Show. Make sure to check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Also, make sure to check out our affiliate with the rightstuffanime.com. Check out all that anime goodness that you can see on their website. I loving everything that they've got up on there. Definitely some great, awesome stuff going on that website. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on wherever you are listening to this podcast, and hope everyone enjoyed another episode. Have a good one.
Later, guys.
Have a good night.